The new social app Clubhouse has gained a lot of traction in recent months, and so for marketers, this presents a huge opportunity as an early adopter to build your brand. My name's Luke Sievers, and I share tips about social media marketing. And today I'm going to share 7 Clubhouse marketing strategies to help you know how to best leverage this platform. I always say that social media marketing is all about building a community, and literally this is what Clubhouse is all about. So in order to start building a community around your brand, you need to first get crystal clear about what your main niche or your main focus is going to be on Clubhouse. Whether that be real estate investing, LinkedIn marketing, emotional therapy, whatever it is, tip number 1 is to start connecting with your community that's centered around this niche. And the reason for this is because who you follow essentially unlocks the different rooms that you want to be a part of that's going to show up for you in the app. This is really the quickest way to jump into that community and start contributing to conversations that you're already an expert in. So to do this, what I recommend is using the search box and typing in keywords that are related to your niche or your industry, and it'll show up with people who have included these keywords in their bio. Go ahead and follow these people. And then you can go ahead and do another search for the different clubs in your industry, and then follow all the people who are already a part of that club. Again, by doing this, you'll start to see the relevant rooms show up in your Clubhouse hallway, but also you'll get a lot of these people that will follow you back. And when you both follow each other, this means you'll be able to ping these people into the room with you and possibly even co-moderate with them in a later time. But in order to get these people to actually follow you back, you need to get your bio right. It's super common for people to click on your profile photo and check out your bio while you're in the different Clubhouse rooms, so you need to optimize it. First, you need to pay extra attention to the first 3 lines of your bio, because when someone clicks on your photo, this is the main thing that's going to show up. You can think of this as the above the fold section on a website, which prioritizes the most important information. And then of course, any secondary info would go below this. Now, if you are going and discovering people with similar interests using the search box, you better believe that other people are doing the exact same thing. So I recommend being intentional about the keywords you insert in your bio. For instance, if you want to connect with other Star Wars fans, you may want to include something about Star Wars in your bio, just like I've done. All right, let's stop here for a quick bonus tip. If you're like me and you have several different specialties and even several different brands that cater to different audiences, what you should do is write several variations of your bio, and especially catering those first 3 lines of your bio to that specialty. I recommend writing these different bios in a notes app. That way, if you're in a room that caters to one of your different niches, you can just quickly go and copy and paste that bio and swap it out with your current one. And this, of course, is one of the special features of Clubhouse, the fact that you can multitask and switch between apps while still being able to listen to the audio. So your bio is super important, but in order to get someone to actually click on your bio, you need to give them a reason to. And one of the easiest ways to do this is by creating an eye-catching image to use as your profile photo. What I do is I've added a bright colored ring around my profile photo, and this has been pretty effective. And if you want to accomplish something similar, check out my video in the description below to learn how to do this. And from a branding standpoint, I strongly recommend that you use the same profile photo across all of your social media accounts. This way, someone who's already following you on LinkedIn, Instagram, or YouTube will be able to quickly recognize you and go ahead and follow you on Clubhouse. And speaking of your profile photo, I've got another bonus tip for you. If you're speaking in a room and you happen to get a chance to talk about your product, like for instance, I have a book about time blocking, and if I get a chance to talk about my book, what I can do is swap out my profile photo for a picture of my book. Since the visuals on Clubhouse are pretty limited, this is just a simple way that you can connect that product with a visual image while you're talking about it. Alright, I've still got several more tips for you, but if you've been enjoying these tips so far, please take a second and hit that subscribe button. But now that you have these essentials out of the way, it's time to start jumping into rooms to give value. The amount of pitching and self-promotion that you do should be very minimal, especially if you're not the one hosting the room. By consistently showing up in rooms about your niche and jumping on stage, people will begin to recognize you. And if you consistently are bringing valuable insights to the conversation, you will get people to follow you. From this, if the moderators in the room begin to perceive you as the expert, they'll often make you a moderator on the spot, and this can further add to your credibility. And though I don't necessarily recommend this being your main strategy, the simple act of getting up on stage, even if you don't get a chance to speak, will often cause a lot of people to go ahead and follow you. And this is because it'll display your profile photo much larger, and people just tend to assume that the people on stage are more of an expert. Now, this video is not necessarily about gaining followers. However, gaining followers can be helpful towards your marketing efforts, especially when it comes to this next tip. Because if someone is following you, any room that you start will appear in their hallway, as it's called. Ultimately, just having someone follow you is not going to be enough to get them to actually jump in your room, but it's going to be the value that you've been adding in these other rooms that's going to want people to be involved in yours. Another reason that community building is going to be really crucial here is because anyone that you've shared the stage with in the past, you can potentially ask them to co-moderate a room with you. And now you get to leverage not only your own network, but theirs as well. Now, when it comes to moderating a room, there are two main approaches that I've come across, and it'll be up to you to decide which one fits you best. You may choose to approach it as a teacher or more of a facilitator. Now, a facilitator is really good at keeping the discussion going and pulling the best content out of your fellow speakers and mods. If you're more of a teacher, then you may treat your room more like a webinar where you come with specific content that you want to share with people. Either approach is fine. However, if you're more of a teacher, you still want to incorporate some of the elements of facilitating a discussion. That's because on Clubhouse, while some people are there just to listen passively, many people are on there to actually interact with people. And so in between each of your teaching points, you'll want to work in ways to get your audience involved. Give space for them to ask questions or come prepared with a question that you want each of your audience members to answer. Just invite people up on stage and give them space to answer it. I heard someone say recently that the reason people love Clubhouse so much is because everyone desires to be heard. And so if you can provide that for people, then you're going to earn their trust. So Clubhouse is great for brand and authority building, but if you want to actually use it to sell, you need to get people off the app. And that's because there are no clickable links within the Clubhouse app, and at least for now, there's no direct message feature either. But they do allow you to link your Instagram and Twitter at the bottom of your bio. So you want to treat your Instagram and Twitter profiles as a landing page from Clubhouse, and anytime you mention a product or a resource, you can refer people to connect with you on there. I've personally found that more people connect on my Instagram than my Twitter, but that may just be dependent on your audience. For this reason, you want to make sure that your profiles, especially your Instagram, is curated to match the authority that you're trying to build on Clubhouse. So definitely curate your Instagram grid, your bio, and your bio link. And if you're not doing this already, you'll want to get into the habit of checking your Instagram DMs frequently. Alright, now for my last strategy to wrap this all up. In terms of your sales funnel, you'll want to treat Clubhouse like the very beginning of your funnel. And in order to move people along, you want to create a lead magnet. Whatever that is for you, you want to mention it in your Clubhouse bio and then link it in your Instagram bio so people can go and sign up for it in exchange for their email address. Especially if you're planning on hosting a room on Clubhouse, you want to make sure that this is set up ahead of time so you can go ahead and refer people to it. But alternatively, you can also recommend people reach out to you through an Instagram DM, and that way you can request their email address to send them that lead magnet, but you never know, you may actually be able to sell them right in the DMs then and there. These are the marketing strategies that I've been using and that I've observed from other people, but I'm curious to know, what are you currently doing to market your business on Clubhouse? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this helpful, I would love to connect with you on Clubhouse. My handle is @LukeSievers, and if you send me a DM to let me know you saw this video, I'll be sure and follow you back. Lastly, check out some of our other videos and subscribe so you don't miss any tips in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.